So on page 11 is the last bit of language for the division. This one is new. It requires the department to compile a report from the public health districts on the documented immigration status of individuals utilizing the HIV prevention services in the HIV prevention and surveillance program. And with that, the language is before the committee.
Thank you. Is there any further questions or motions? Representative Price.
I request unanimous consent to adopt the language as shown on the screen.
For the unanimous consent request, objections by Senator Warding.
I move to adopt the language.
Went through.
I move to adopt the language as shown on the screen.
For the motion, is there a second? Second by Representative Harris. Do you speak further your motion? All right. I will explain a little bit about this motion before we take the vote on it. So one of the things that actually had happened is last year we passed a piece of legislation, I believe Senator Hart had worked on it, as well as myself, that addressed the money that was going out through health and welfare through a multitude of different programs that were going out to illegals, people that are not in our country illegally. And one of the things that we found out in the process of doing this, that we had over 100 illegals in the state of Idaho that were on the HIV assistant programs. With that, there was a lawsuit that came back upon the state that stated that, and it was a lawsuit that we lost. It came from a doctor's office that represented a lot of these people that are not in our country illegally, and we are now we're required to fund this. Now, we are seeing an uptick within HIV, especially in eastern Idaho. We've heard that report when we had originally heard from Public Health and the director earlier this year. This just gives us the ability to actually look at and address if this is what's causing, if these are some of the areas we're seeing that uptick in, so we can address those ones within the legislature. So with that, Ms. Ms. Figueredo.
Mr. Chair.
Oh, sorry, Senator Winthrop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Maybe since this is your motion, Mike, I do have a question. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do with data on immigration status and HIV. Like, what are we going to do with that?
With what we're going to do with it, I think it's an important thing to look at when we are seeing an uptick currently, and we are spending a significant amount of money out there addressing people with HIV that are here into our country illegally. That means not on a visa program. That means not on H-2A, no other program. They've actually come into our country illegally and utilizing the services and the taxpayers' money that are spending a lot of money on these programs. So I think that information helps us look at, and if we are trying to see an increase in HIV within the state of Idaho, I think this is a good way. If the increase is coming from some of this is a good way for us to look and figure out if there are other policies out there we need to address with this to make sure that we don't have this problem. We don't have a growing problem within this. This is something that the United States spent a lot of money on trying to address this issue and get ahead of this issue, so we weren't seeing an incline. And then now that we are, it's a concerning aspect, and it is concerning when we have seen from the illegal population within our state and that increase as well. So, Ms. Figueredo, please.
Mr. Chair.
We are going to take a motion on this.
Mr. Chair, I do have a comment.
I understand.
This
Ms. Figueredo.
is time for discussion, and I think that you're calling people illegal. I have a right
Senator
to say
Winthrop,
something.
Ms. Figueredo, please call the roll.
Well, the screen is black. I need to say, I think it's really important that we are not discriminating against people based on a disease and an infection. And disease knows no immigration status.
Ms. Figueredo, please call the roll.
Senator Groh. Aye. Cook. Bierke. Hart. Carlson. Zeiderveld. Galloway. Ward Engelking. Winthrop. Representative Tanner.
Aye.
Miller. Furness. Petsky. Manwaring. Mitchell. Price. Bruce. Harris. Green.
Does anybody wish to change his or her vote? Hearing none, the Senate votes 7 ayes, 2 nays, 1 absent excused. The House voting 7 ayes, 2 nays, 1 absent excused. The majority have been voting in the affirmative in both committees. The motion has passed, and without objection will carry a due pass recommendation.